Good morning again, boat lovers. It is a frosty cold morning here, so I'm about to pop the fire on in the boat shed, burn some of the scraps I've got left over, and get into working on the bathroom floor, which I am just thrilled about. I've been waiting for this for some time. So let's get the fire started and get into some boat work. All right, let's get this fire started. Thaw out a little bit and then start some boat work. I'm pretty excited to be starting on the bathroom floor today. Been waiting for that for quite some time. Everything takes longer than you think if you're boat building. So anybody out there thinking of building a boat, if you think it's going to take this long, allow this long and it'll probably take that long. It's a big shed for such a small combustion heater, but once it's going, it just takes that chill off enough to make it comfortable in here. Well, hello boat lovers. My name's Steve, and Millie the Wonder Dog and I are single-handedly building Dragonfly, a 53 foot or 16.2 metre flat bottom wooden riverboat, specifically designed for inland and sheltered waters of the Murray River here in South Australia. Join us each week to follow the mayhem and madness that go hand in hand with one man and his dog building a massive flat-bottom wooden boat. To get this bathroom floor in, I need to get some ceiling heights, deck heights if you like, and also to plumb everything up to get it perfectly level. Before I put the floor in, I need to put the shower and the toilet hallway walls in position to get those perfectly square, and then I can set the floor in next to those. So I'll just give you a look at where I've been leveling everything up. So I'm using my trusty laser level. This edge here is perfectly straight. I need 600 gap here for the doorways, or 2 feet, close enough to that. Hopefully you can see there's a line here. I've just got to trim that back to get that perfectly plumb. I've made my heights, so in the bathroom itself, I would be standing, that's the finished floor level, which is what a normal house step is in a house set of stairs. So if I'm standing on that, that's where I'll be in the shower. So that's actually 2 meters from the top of the floor to the top of this beam. So I think that's okay, unless you're exceptionally tall, but 2 meters or just under 6'7", that's the space that we'll have here in the shower. Maybe a little bit more if I move over this way. I've got everything level now, and the next thing I have to do, I'll turn the camera around and show you where I'm putting these walls in. So this being the entrance into the wheelhouse, there's a hallway through here, and then the bathroom wall goes here, this side for the toilet, and then over this side for the shower. So we have a wall here with a sliding doorway each side. So I've got to put that in now, get that perfectly square, and then I can set the floor in. All right, that's probably as clear as mud, but as I put the walls into position, you'll probably be able to see what that means. In fact, I'll show you inside the model and then you'll know what I'm up to. Bear with me. Okay, here we are with the model, which is getting increasingly dirty and knocked about. But where I'm working at the moment is inside this section, which is the bathroom. So we'll just flip the old lid off here. There's the bedroom, which doesn't look too different to what I've got in the real thing. I'll turn this around, and where I'm working now is in this section in here. So I have to put this wall in, this one here, and this one here. Once I have those completely level, then I can put this raised floor in down here, which is a normal step height up. And then of course we've got 3 steps there onto the wheelhouse floor. So that's the area that I'm working on now. It's a little bit different to the model because this wall here comes perfectly halfway across, which allows me enough room to have a sliding door backwards and forwards here on each side. Okay, we'll pop that model back together. There we go, pop the lid on as well. All right, so that's where we're up to. I was going to put portholes along here, but I've decided after standing in the bedroom, we'll put some portholes along here, which would be great to look out of when you're standing in the bedroom. Okay, I've got some plywood to cut out and some walls to put in place. Okay folks, I need to trim this edge up now to get it perfectly straight. So I'm going to do that with a good old trusty handsaw. Then I'm ready to put in those walls. I think I can be just as accurate with the jigsaw. I'll grab that. I could do it with this, but at the end of the day, I think the jigsaw will be better. Yes! I'm really happy that's perfectly straight. All I did was take my pencil line away. I think the trick with the jigsaw is to let the blade do the cutting and not push it through. Just let it chew its way through and then it's easier to guide. I also discovered that this has some different settings, which I initially had no idea about, but it seems to have a different setting on the side here for deep aggressive cutting or finer cutting. So I'm using the fine one with this 12mm ply and it's working really well. All right, let's set these walls in place. Well, it has warmed up a little bit this afternoon. I still have the fire going, but the sunshine has come out just enough to warm the shed up. I've spent most of the afternoon getting this area ready for putting the bathroom walls in. I know I often use the expression, you can't have too many clamps. I think I've used most of the clamps getting this ready, so I don't know how I'm going to hold things in place when I glue it. I'll probably pin gun things in. But I'll turn the camera around and show you the preparation that I've done. Here we go. Up the top there, I've got all sorts of clamps and braces to hold these walls absolutely perfectly level and straight while I put the side walls in place. This plywood is actually, especially with this weather and only being 12mm thick, once the sheet is sitting upright for a while, unless it's supported, it does tend to warp. So here we are, lots of clamps. There's a little side piece that's going to go in beside the bathroom door down there, and then there's a piece leaning back over there that's going to go down here. I've got my straight edge there holding things in place. I've used my laser level both vertically and horizontally to check everything, and it's pretty much as good as I can get it. This is all braced up to the front to hold these walls up straight. So I will get gluing. I think I'll make up a bit of a mix. I'll put the compressor on so I can use the pin gun to sort of hold all these things in place and then clamp everything together. I'll just turn the camera around and show you some backing blocks I made to hold some of these plywood perfectly square. Here we go. So I've screwed these blocks in from the other side, and once this is pin gunned into place, I can put a clamp across here to hold this at perfect right angles all the way down. I've put 3 blocks and 1 right down at the bottom. I've done that on the other side as well, just because, as I say, the plywood is a little bit warped. Very easy to straighten out, but I just need to hold it in place while the glue dries. Okay, I am going to switch this off and mix up some glue. It's just a bit too tricky to keep a camera in there while I'm gluing in such a confined space. So hopefully the next thing you see, with a bit of luck, will be tomorrow coming in to take the clamps off, and we'll have all those walls for the bathroom in place. Well, I know I say I never have enough clamps. I just had enough for this job. Absolutely ridiculous what I've got to hold this in place while everything dries. I will turn this around and show you how I've used all my clamps. So hopefully you can see that. Okay, that is definitely it for today. Time to go and have a shower, clean up, take Millie for a walk, and get ready for another day of boat building tomorrow. Okay, I'm just putting this shower floor into place. I've got my drain hole in it, just making sure it fits properly. Then I have to take it out and put some cuts in the sheet to get the fall for the water to go down the drain hole. Let's just make sure it fits first. Great. Wow, look at that. There is my shower floor. There's the floor for the hallway. And there is the floor for the toilet. So what I have to do now with this shower floor, you might be able to see, I don't know whether the camera will pick it up, but I've got some lines here running along there, along here, moving into where the hole is. And I'm going to put some cuts where those lines are and flex the sheet so I can get some fall. The way I'm going to do that is put the cuts in the sheet and then turn the sheet upside down with a little spacer under the hole which will flex the sheet, and then I'll put filler in the cuts, fiberglass it, and once that's dry I'll have a flat bathroom floor with a slight slope down to where the shower drain is. Rule of thumb, on a level, it's about 1/4 of a bubble is a good fall, and in this case that works out to be about 4 or 5 mil of fall to the hole. So let's get some fall in the floor. Right, let's go and have a look at this floor and see how it turned out. That's the underneath side of the shower recess. I will get that all cleaned up and put into place. I'm really pleased with that. I'll just show you how much fall I've got. I've set the level across the floor, and then you should see the gap under the level to show how much fall I've got from the edges down to the drain hole. There we go. Got about a 5mm or 1/4 inch drop. Really happy with that. Now I'll wet out the underneath side, and I also have to put another piece of plywood under the drain hole, ready to take the drain fitting, and then I'll glue everything into place. Once that's set, of course, this all gets fiberglassed on top, as do the walls. So better get to it. Here is the shower floor, ready to go in. Got the supports there, got the base of the drain hole, everything's soaked in epoxy. So that's about to get tipped over and put into the shower recess. There we have that. That's all wetted out, again soaked with epoxy, all the end grain soaked. So I'm about to install that. Thanks for watching, boat lovers. I hope you enjoyed this week's video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and remember to subscribe. Millie and I will see you again in about a week's time, where you can catch up on all the progress we've made building Dragonfly. See you then.